All right, Chris. Well, thanks for coming in today. As you know, this is our last session, and again, we'll just go and kind of go over what we're going to be doing in this session, and then it can just be as similar to another session that we've had in the past, or we can just talk about some things like that. So, is there anything that you'd like to talk about as far as anything that's been going on recently with you since the last time I saw you?
I think since the last time, everything's been going good.
Okay.
Been going well.
Okay. I know you had mentioned you were going to be doing some things with some police officer training and other things
Yeah.
like that. Did that? I mean, you don't need to get into it too much, but did that go as you
Yeah,
thought it would?
I went and took that test.
Okay.
And it went fine, really easy, like I thought. It was just like the study guide. It was,
Mhm.
I mean, all late. It was like nothing. It was, like middle school math almost.
Okay, so that went pretty well.
Yeah, that was
okay.
pretty easy.
And how have things been going with your girlfriend?
Not bad.
Okay.
Like I said before, it was improving, and it's pretty much stayed the same. So it's
Okay.
been looking up.
Okay,
So that's good.
So no major breakthroughs on either end with the job or the
No,
girlfriend?
nothing
Okay.
definite.
Okay, gotcha. Well, like I mentioned last time, this will be our last session that we'll be doing. So some procedures that we do, or that I like to do when we end a session is, for one, I like to go through all the stuff we've worked on and talked about in the past, about 10 weeks or so since we've been doing this. And at
Okay.
the same time, just kind of see what your thoughts were on it and talk about what I kind of thought and I saw, and then kind of go from there. So
Okay.
this isn't meant to be a long, elongated, difficult process with a short-term counseling like this. It's one of those things where we set some treatment goals, we worked on those, we collaborated on things, we were able to kind of work towards different goals, and now we're able to kind of move on past that and then go from there. So
Okay.
again, just some notes about some things I have in the past. I know when you first came in, you had talked about, you expressed some issues with anxiety and also some kind of, I guess, worry feeling about jobs and things like that. I know you had mentioned you graduated college not too long ago, and you've been having some issues applying for jobs and things like that. And
Yeah.
you kind of said that you were feeling some feelings of anxiety and distress and some worry feelings and kind of some feelings of worthlessness and things like that. But as we kind of talked, there was kind of some ups and downs in our sessions. I know you had mentioned things about getting jobs, not having jobs, losing jobs, and things like that, and also some issues with your girlfriend. But from where we started to now, I feel like things have been going pretty well on my end. I don't know if there's anything you'd like to add as
Yeah,
far as
I mean,
some things you think.
overall, like you said, there's a lot of ups and downs, but overall, it did, go up.
Okay.
It's looking up. It's not where I want it to be yet, obviously.
Okay.
But it's better than when we first started talking. That's for sure.
Yeah, good. And that's kind of what the goal was with some short-term things like this is you have these presenting problems and we work on them and we talk about the ways that you can help them and different goals and objectives, and the goal is essentially to work on those things. And although it is a short-term program, what we try to do is give you the tools to keep doing this out in the community and if other problems arise. Like I said, this is about the 10th session, and you can't expect someone to fix your problems for the rest of your life in 10 weeks. So it's one of those things where it's more of a skill building and coping mechanism developing type of program, so we can help you in the future with issues. So I think that one of the biggest things I've noticed with you is your ability to kind of be able to roll with the punches and go with a very difficult situation and not get down in the dumps and be able to move past
Yeah.
that in a positive way. So
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing is not overreacting when things don't go your way, because things are never going to go the way you always want them to go. But that's life. You have to just live with it.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you said that. That's kind of makes me feel like we had something good going here and that we were able to actually accomplish things. And I know we did make some pretty specific goals about you trying to talk to your girlfriend about things when they bothered you right away, or you actually physically applying to things. And I know that although there was the ups and downs, I think that the upside of this was that we were able to kind of work through those things and go from there. So as far as termination goes, with this being the last session, the communication between you and I unfortunately has to stop, obviously, because our counseling relationship is over. Now, that being said, if you ever want to receive counseling in the future, or you feel like there is another service that I could provide, another professional service I could provide, then that's a totally different story. But as far as the relationship for counseling purposes goes, that will end today. And if there's any further services or anything like that, like I said, you obviously know how to get a hold of me, and we can go from there. So if you have any questions, I guess, about termination, otherwise I can just kind of go through with you some of the things that we'll do before.
Okay.
Okay, so as far as termination goes, like I said, we stop the stopping of the communication unless that you want further service. Things like phone calls, stuff like that, obviously, can't happen just because of legal reasons and confidentiality. And also some things that I like to bring up with people is they call it therapy shock, so to speak, where a week after you're done with therapy, you still are in the mindset of having that safety blanket of someone to talk to on a weekly basis. So that's just something that we like to go over with people is, as important as it is to continue to progress, we know at times that it is difficult without having someone to talk to. So we try to suggest that outside of therapy, now that this is finished, you try to find someone that you can communicate to. If that's a friend, a family member, your girlfriend, whoever, we just kind of recommend that that's something you try to do so that way the therapeutic feelings and things like that can continue outside of therapy. So
Okay.
I don't know if that's something you can take it or leave it, but that's just something we recommend so that you can continue to do this.
Yeah, that's not gonna be a
On the
problem.
field later. And also, the last part of termination is just the physical termination part. All of your case files, all of your records, everything we've completed is obviously 100% confidential and will not be released to anyone other than you. So again, that's your choice whether you want that stuff to remain on file here or if you want to take it with you. That way you can have it for any other future medical things or stuff like that. So that's just something you need to communicate with me specifically to know if you want to be able to you keep your case files or we keep them. So, but again, it is 100% confidential.
Okay.
So, that with that being said, if there's no further questions, then I think we will end that session or this session and all of our sessions that we had gone over. So
Okay.
again, thanks for coming in, and I wish you luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.